Okay guys, we are here on Dark Vanities in the name of horror, of fantasy and gothic fiction. I'm K. Matteo Camarda and now I'm here to talk you about the Canon RE1. What is it? What is it? Why people are not talking about that camera? It's simple, because it still doesn't exist. It's the retro version of Canon R8 or R6 Mark II. Canon this year, on 2025, is planning to release, I think in the next month, on May 2025, the Canon R6 Mark III. Then Canon has Canon R5, R5C, and then the R8 in the full frame lineup. Then Canon has the C70, C80, they are the cinema line, so they are not included. Then Canon has the Canon R3 and the R1. Canon also is planning to release the Canon RX. Okay, Canon RX will be interesting. So, Canon RE1 takes the name from the Canon AE1, which is the retro-inspired 35mm camera, which was available many years ago. You can see the look if you type on Google Canon AE1, and so you can see how the aesthetics are very cool, but at the same time the performance was acceptable, and even more than acceptable for film camera of that epoch, of that era. Okay. So now what I'm about to tell you will not be accepted, and I would like to hear your opinion in the comments below. So honestly, the Canon RE1 will keep the aesthetics, obviously adapting it to the modern requirements. It will for sure have the flip out screen and EVF and everything, electronic viewfinder. And so, should I buy it or not? That's the question of today. In my opinion, the answer is yes and no. It depends on if it will have IBIS and whether it will record in 8K or 6K. I think that if they make this camera, they will follow ZF pattern. Nikon ZF has something like the Nikon Z6 II, but then it's different in some ways. Not only about the aesthetics, but also of the technology inserted into the camera that they put inside. So the Canon RE1, which will probably be launched or in the end of 2025 or in the first half of 2026, the Canon RE1 will probably have the sensor of R8, but if Canon is clever, that it will have the sensor of the R6 Mark II, and then it will have IBIS. Then the question is, I never liked the Canon camera's looks. Okay, sorry, not the looks, the aesthetics, how they are built. So I think that an RE1 with a vintage, retro-inspired look, aesthetics, but with the sensor of the R6 Mark II stabilized, will be a great addition, because it means that they will start this new lineup. It will be extremely popular, and me personally, I also would like to buy it, because it will be great in ISO performance. But something that I learned buying the Moore Prime P1 and the Sony ZV-10 and other gear, is that the first thing, also like in the seasons in TV series or movies of a saga, the first one sometimes is the better than the others, but most of the times, thinking about the gear, so lenses, but most importantly for cameras, mirrorless cameras, the first one has something crippled that they are planning to insert into the next one, so in the second one, and the second one has something missing that which they will put in the third one. And that's how marketing works. It's normal. We cannot blame the companies for this. That's the strategy, and it's working actually. That's why ZV-E10 Mark II still doesn't have IBIS to distinguish it from FX30 and A6700 of Sony. That's why Nikon ZFC doesn't have the IBIS. That's why other cameras and everything is in the first generation it has something missing. Okay, so Canon RE1 in my opinion will not have IBIS, and it will be like Canon R8, but its price will be I think 2,000 euros, and it will be great. But what if they make, I think in 2029, 2030, I don't know, and I don't want to know now, Canon RE1 Mark II or RE2, I don't know, RE1 Mark II, then people are going to have IBIS and triple base ISO and all the advantages of the Canon R6 Mark III. Like the ZF Mark II probably will have the advantages of the Z6 Mark III. Okay, that's the same pattern I think that they will be following. I don't have context or sources, I'm just wondering and making hypotheses. Okay, so what can I say? I can say that I believe this will be the strategy. I accept it, and I understand it. I understand how marketing works. And so honestly, that's all for me for today, because I don't have nothing else to say, but something like the Canon RE1, if it has triple base ISO and stabilization, a decent slow motion like that, and frame rates and color filters, the ones included in the R50V now and the V10, if they make these things happen, probably I would like to buy that camera because it's convenient, even if it doesn't have the 45 megapixels, okay? And at least there's autofocus also from the R5. That's the point. I think Canon has the chance to make something greater than the ZF, and even more popular with Canon colors and the look of Canon. Not the aesthetics, the look of the image. For example, now it's a Sony look, a bit digital. I have it in front of this mist filter from Walking Way, and it makes it less digital, but otherwise it would be digital, okay? And that's all. I wonder what a great camera will come, and people will forget about everything and buy it. I hope so. Let's see what happens. Winter is not coming. Okay, guys, tell me in the comments what you would like to have in that kind of camera, and what sensor they are going to use, what improvements they will have. Will it have triple base ISO? What will be the price? How many megapixels? And stabilization, okay? The color filters, will it have all of this? I hope so. Goodbye, my friends. In the name of horror, of fantasy, and gothic fiction. Goodbye.